Hey guys, it's a cold, rainy day over here in Byler land, aka Ohio. But don't let that rainy day get you down, because guess what we're doing today? Guess. We're waiting for our tea to cool off so we don't fry our tongues. We're wearing a large sweater, and last but not least, the main thing, we are trying cheap versus expensive gouache paint in this video. Really pumped to be doing this. I have been planning it for months now. So I didn't do a video last week. I know you guys are probably like, stop with the long intro, but I'm gonna tell you, I was really busy last week, so I couldn't do a video. We've been traveling a lot. We're getting ready to move. So I just wanted to mention to you guys that if you have been wanting anything from my shop the last couple of months or year or whatever, this is like the prime time to ever get something from my shop. We are trying to move into a house right now, and a lot of houses in this area have smaller bedrooms than like what the studio room is. So I need to downsize. I really just need to get rid of a lot of artwork. So this is a really great time for you to get like really cheap artwork from my shop. I'm doing like mystery bags of originals, so you can get like 3 originals, and I think that's really cool. A lot of things are like 30 to 70% off in my shop right now. There's mystery bags with like prints too, that kind of stuff. So if you want to help me here declutter and give a lot of artwork new homes, and this isn't like artwork I don't even like too, this is stuff that's like near and dear to my heart, but they need new homes. So there's a big sale. Let's talk about this paint now, shall we? Yeah, and I still can't drink this tea because it is really hot. Steamy. All right, I'll be honest with you guys, when I got gouache for the first time, I was very fortunate because I was gifted a really nice set. I was gifted this set of primary Windsor Newton colors from my mother-in-law, and she's the one who kind of like got me into gouache. I asked for it for like my birthday or Christmas, and I was so happy when I got some. I've been using it ever since. I have expanded my collection of Windsor Newton gouache. I just have really liked it. That's my collection. There's a lot of tubes in here. This is what I use all the time. That's gonna be the expensive gouache we use in this video because, like, let's be realistic. Who has the budget to go out and buy an expensive brand that they don't have to test in a video? You guys see me use this all the time. So what I have here to test is Arteza gouache, and I've never tried this before. But I hear really good things about it, and it's like super affordable. Alright guys, I just looked up on Amazon the price of just that primary color set, and it is $23.97. That gets you 6 tubes. If you buy tubes by themselves, they're generally around like $9 or $10 in the United States. If you go to Europe, it's like 4 or 5 euros for a tube of Windsor Newton. I stocked up when I went there on my honeymoon, but yeah, prices change a lot, and they're different on other sites too. They're still kind of on the spectrum of more affordable gouache brands. There are many more expensive ones out there. All right, Arteza's 24 pack of gouache paint is $18.98. So about 19 bucks on Amazon. Y'all, I just did the math on that. It's 79 cents per tube of paint, basically. That's a bomb deal. I'm a fan of that. I got my tea. We're gonna spill some tea real quick, okay? Ooh, perfect temperature to drink. Okay. When I do videos that have cheap products in them, I get a lot of hash from people saying I'm insulting brands. I just want to tell y'all, I am not insulting any brand when I call them cheap. It means they're affordable, it's a good deal. That's my kind of lingo. So, I'm all about finding cheap products that work really good. I'm all about helping people find things that are more affordable. So, this is my kind of video. I actually use a lot of Arteza's stuff. I use a lot of cheaper brands, like I buy makeup brushes and use them as paint brushes, that kind of stuff, because you don't need the most expensive things to be a good artist. And for anybody out there who is trying to get into the world of gouache, I would rather you buy something that is cheaper and good quality. So we're gonna test this, and I'm gonna tell you guys what I think. This isn't sponsored. This is just me having fun in my studio. This is what I do on rainy days. Anyway, I have blabbed far too long now. Let's set up some palettes and let's do some stuff, okay? Alright, I don't have any empty palettes and I am very cheap. I don't like to rinse out gouache from pans because I can reactivate that with water, not wash it down the drain. But there's this whole area in the middle and I'm gonna put the Arteza gouache in that. Let's go. There's purple in here. Guys, the colors in here, they're a lot more exciting than a lot of the colors I currently have. By the way, guys, if you are interested in anything I'm using, as always, links will be provided below. Okay, I have a bunch of small pieces of paper and I'm going to do like some swatching. How about we start by swatching and we're gonna see who's a good paint. All right, I have this divided, Windsor Newton and Arteza. This is Windsor Newton's yellow. So you guys can see, sorry there's a shadow in here. My lighting situation has been a little like poopy lately. Once we move, it'll get fixed. How about it? Okay, I painted this on really thick. This is not how I would usually do gouache, but we'll roll with it, okay? So this feels very high quality, good. Let's try some yellow from Arteza. I'm gonna try to mix one of their lighter and darker yellows to get a similar shade for comparison, but it's not a huge deal. It feels very thick. I would say it's a little bit more translucent than the Windsor Newton. You can hardly tell at all. Which, you know what, that is wonderful because it's a lot more affordable. Here's the flesh tint with Windsor Newton. We'll do their flesh color too. How about it? Here's Arteza's flesh color. This one is a little chunkier, but guess what? It's not as see-through as the yellow. Honestly, it's about the same. Like, I mean, I can tell a little bit of a difference. I would still say I like the Windsor Newton better, but this is great. I would definitely use this. I like it a lot. It feels really high quality to me. And to be honest, I don't even have a lot of shades of like purple and blue and stuff because gouache is so expensive. But Arteza's set came with some purple. I'm gonna mix that with a little bit of white. We're gonna see how well colors mix. Yeah. Here's a beautiful blue color from Arteza. Wow, look at that, guys. This is beautiful. I like it. Here's my Windsor Newton blue. Right now it's kind of muted because I had other colors mixed with it, and I'm not gonna make a new palette just for this. Here's my green. All right, guys, I was out of frame when I swatched all these blues and greens and purples and stuff for Arteza. Guess what? They're really high quality, and I like them a lot. And I can't really tell much of a difference. My Windsor Newton colors, yeah, I don't have a lot of shades that vary because that paint is so expensive, and you know, I had the primary color set, but if I want to expand any, it's like 10 bucks a tube. So I usually just go to Michael's with a 40% off coupon, but they don't have like a huge color selection there either. So like Amazon is my friend. Anyway, this isn't like a bunch of swatching, but I'm really happy with what I swatched. I think that the Arteza colors have great coverage. They're not super see-through. I honestly can't tell much of a difference between them and Windsor Newton. So I'm going to do a small Windsor Newton painting. Then I'm going to do a small Arteza painting, and we're going to see how we feel at the end of that, okay? Alrighty, we are putting the Windsor & Newton and Arteza gouache paints to the test by doing some miniature plant paintings. This one is with Windsor & Newton gouache, but the next one will be with Arteza. I've been using Windsor Newton gouache for about 3 or 3.5 years now, so I'm pretty familiar with it. As I said, I do have a lot of colors, but I don't have like a huge range of their selection. And what I've noticed though is that their colors mix very well. so you really don't need a lot of them anyway. I did have a negative experience with like their dark blue, like their navy blue kind of color. It sort of mixes with the dry layers beneath it. So if you're somebody who layers and you use like that navy blue, sometimes it like activates the paint underneath it for some reason. Not really sure if I just got like a bad tube or if it's just they use something different to achieve that color in their ingredients. Not really sure, but I'm going to discuss that later with Arteza's, so keep your ears open. Anyway, I like to use a lot of earthy tones with my gouache paints. One thing you notice with Windsor Newton is their colors are so bright, at least with like the primary set that I started with, and a lot of colors I've picked up over time, super bright. But you can achieve these muted colors so easily just by mixing the complementary colors with it, and it opens up a door of like having tons of colors. So I'm very impressed with how their colors mix. I'm also very impressed at how pigmented they are. It allows for like perfect coverage. It's never blobby, splotchy. My suggestion is just to always have a spray bottle on hand if you want to make sure you get even coverage and mix a lot of the color you're going to use, because if you have to mix it again when you run out, you might run into some uneven pigmentation problems because it's kind of hard to mix the same color again. Other than that, A+, I really love Windsor Newton's gouache. Just that navy color, I don't know, negative experience. It also paints over wood really well, so yeah. Let's do Arteza's now. Since they came with lots of colors, I decided I'm going to see how they mix as well. Since I don't have a lot of colors with Windsor Newton, they passed the test. They mixed really well. I did that muted pink with the flower pot, and I mixed a couple colors to get that. It worked out. I was really impressed. So A+ on the mixing. Now I tried the navy blue that they had, and you can't really see it on the camera, but it also kind of like activated the pink underneath, and I let that layer dry because I wanted to test that. So I'm just gonna debunk a little like myth. Maybe it's the ingredients that are in both of those navy blue tubes. If anybody has experienced a similar thing with their navy blue gouache paint, let me know below, because now I'm just curious. It's happened with 2 different brands now. It reactivates layers beneath it that have dried. My other colors don't do that. Anyway, I was so impressed with the yellows that this set offered. I think the set came with 3 different yellow tubes, and I really loved them all. And I'm probably going to start incorporating those into my normal colors because I loved the variety and just the coverage was so nice. That's another thing with this. The coverage is really nice. It's not like as thick maybe as Windsor Newton. It's a little thinner, but really like unless you're getting 2 or 3 inches away from the piece of paper to inspect it, you can't tell much of a difference by the way like it paints on. The only thing I would worry about down the road is the light fastness. So Windsor Newton's gouache has a really good reputation for their light fastness. It doesn't really fade, and I'm not really sure about Arteza's. That's one of those things that like time would have to tell. I'm sure you could look it up on their website too, but I am just going to leave that part of the research up to you if you want. Other than that, you know, I feel like this is very professional quality paint when I'm using it. I can't tell a huge difference. So if you're somebody who is starting out and you don't want to like break bank over a new paint, especially if you're not even sure if you're going to enjoy the medium, I would definitely suggest this gouache. I was super impressed with it, as I said, but I'm all about helping people find affordable but super high quality brands for when they start out. People always ask me like, hey, what's a good introductory brand? I'm a beginner at this thing, I don't know what to use. Well, this would be a really good one because it's like 20 bucks, a little under 20 bucks. You get 24 colors, you can mix them, you can reactivate them with water. The coverage is very even. I'm just very impressed. The only negative thing I really would say about this, as I said, is the navy blue activates the paint layer underneath, but so does the Windsor Newton, so like that balances each other out. And it's a little thinner, so if you use lighter colors, here and there you might have to layer a little bit, but that's no big deal. I actually have to do that with some of my Windsor Newton colors anyway. It also depends on like how much water you add to your gouache. So if you're somebody who likes to layer your paint on thick, you might not have to worry about that. But if you're somebody like me who likes to reactivate their stuff with water, you might dilute your paint a little bit and need to do additional layers. Not a huge deal. I was really happy. So other than that, I have nothing negative to say. I was very happy with it. I even purposely did these brighter greens and the yellows to see how the bright colors would turn out. It was good. I really think that this is a perfect set for beginners, people who are really experienced with gouache. It's really good. So that was my cheap versus expensive comparison. Good thoughts on both. So if you want me to do any more cheap versus expensive videos, let me know. Thanks for watching. Sorry I talked so much, and sorry this video is so long. Here's the paintings. Have a good day, guys. A link to my Etsy sale will be down below as well, and these paintings will be in my shop. Okay, bye.